What if it was possible to have local, fresh groceries delivered right to your door? Think of all the free time you'd have. Well, Instacart gives unlimited grocery delivery for one low monthly fee. Forgot that special ingredient in your favorite dish? Instacart can deliver it to your front door in as fast as 1 hour. You can shop multiple stores, see deals in your area, and save time and money. I've been using Instacart for over 3 years. I started using them in Arizona, and I'm using them here in Florida. I love the time-saving convenience. They pick the freshest products, and they keep my eggs safe too. To receive your first delivery free, follow the link in the show notes so that Instacart knows that we sent you and to help support the show. Instacart. Never step foot in a grocery store again. Welcome to Empowered Within, a soul-quenching, transformational podcast that will set your soul on fire through candid and inspiring conversations. Leading experts, celebrities, healers, and I share our journeys of how we've overcome challenges to living an empowered life from within. I'm your host, Jennifer Pilates. Welcome to another episode of Empowered Within. Hi there, and welcome to the show. I am honored to have with us Zak Lioutas. Zak is an international speaker and podcast host who teaches men and women how to live empowered lives as they tap into their higher consciousness to birth the dreams into their reality. Over the past 20 years, Zak's soul activation process has guided thousands of clients to dissolve the mental and emotional challenges, bringing them to the truth of who they are. Zak is a Galactic Elder, master key holder, 12th strain activator, spiritual teacher, mentor, and healer. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Who's that girl you're talking about?
That is the fabulous one and only you, darling.
Thank you for having this incredible show.
Oh, you are so welcome, and thank you for being here. So I want to dive right in and want to know where, how, when you became aware of yourself being this amazing, spiritually gifted person.
What a question.
I told you we were going for it, girl.
Spirits have a way of making me laugh, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Well, first and foremost, I didn't think that this was the amazing part is connecting to spirit because, you know, when you're growing up from the age of 3, being tapped into something that people are saying it's evil or people don't understand it, so you're crazy or they're laughing at you. So I've been put all this negative, limited, and lack, and I want to say almost like shame on me as a child. So growing up, I thought it was funny because I could tell people like there's someone behind you and people would be running, but there's no one there is behind them. People have run out of houses because I've moved object with my eyes. People have done all sorts of things. So since the age of 3, I've been able to recognize spirit, and I want to give props to my invisible friend, Jessica, because she was around and she still is around. That's why I give her props. And literally all my life, obviously, I've been in this gift, but it changes all the time. So it's always a transitional phase. So me telling you about moving objects with my eyes was a transitional phase. I used to levitate, a transitional phase. I used to float in thin air, transitional phase. So when people say this amazing gift, I kill myself laughing because at the end of the day, some things don't feel as amazing, especially when dark entities come flying at you and you're like, I'm full of love and I see good in everyone. Why is the devil chasing after me? However, when we are in that higher light, a dark entity sees the light and it wants to take you down. So I teach from a place of the underground world because I need to make people aware of the darkness, even though they're part of the love. It's all plays. It's the yin and yang. And there's not just everything is love because that's just you lying to yourself. I'm just going to say it straight. There's darkness. There's day. There's night. There's in. There's out. There's up. There's down. There's polarities. So since the age of 3, and I think I just accepted it because I said to God, I'm going to go look for a job. And don't ever ask me to do this work ever again, because this is not what I want to do. And for 2 years, I couldn't find a job. And I literally had, I had experience in this industry as a restaurant industry for 25 years. And people are like, no, sorry. And I'm like, I have experience. They're like, yeah, no, we're not looking for this. So for 2 years, no one would hire me. And I heard, are you going to finally do the work we're telling you to do and stop running away from yourself? So once I got over that part of it and I said, okay, I cried for a few more years because I didn't want to do this work because of everything I've seen in my life. And then I think it was more like 2020 when everything happened. And I once again came face to face with Satan again. And people are probably like, oh my God, I can't believe she's saying it so freely. Well, if you don't name your ego, you can't work through your ego. And I came face to face with Satan, and it was literally a takedown. And when I did that takedown, I went through the last testing with cosmic energies, and it was like, we got her, we won, she figured it out. And that's when I was like, I'm good. Now let's do this work. So it was 2020 of last year. I want to say August, September was when I took that last Satan takedown, because they were trying to really come at me. And it was like, I feel fully liberated now. Now I could do this job as a pure Aries. I could say I've experienced it all. And now I could teach you from the dark to the light in a breeze.
That's amazing. Congratulations. That is a really big and powerful growth transformation time for sure. And I just want to clarify for those listening who are kind of like I can feel that there are people that will be stuck on the word Satan. And so when you're referring to Satan, you're going like, my shadow self, my ego self, this other stuff coming at me, not legitimately Satan showing up in my house alone, or you know what I'm saying?
I'm talking about both ends. Yeah. So when people can name their ego, right? So people name their ego fear or doubt. Well, at the end of the day, I just name it Satan, because when you think of Satan, Satan is not someone that wants you to be expansive. Satan wants you to contract, wants you to feel lonely, wants you to feel desperate, wants you to feel like you're just closed in, doesn't want you to feel happiness, doesn't want you to feel joy. So that's I call it the Satan energy, right? But no, I have come face to face with the actual energy, dark entity of Satan as well. That's the takeover I was speaking about in September of 2020, what had happened to me.
That is just wild. And I'm so excited to see you on this other side. So with that, when you look at everything that you've been through, what do you feel is the most challenging aspect of being a spiritually gifted human being?
Great question, because at the end of the day, when you're spiritually gifted, a lot of people that are in this spiritually gifted manner are always trying to please other people. So when you go through this people-pleasing situation and not really standing in your truth, you're going to get lost in that ego energy. So once I was able to reel myself in, to say, you know what, I don't need to please anyone. I don't need to be who I am for anyone else. This is who I am fully. I could speak about Satan. I could speak about God. They're both the same at the end of the day, because God is the creator of all, right? I could speak about so many different things. The point is like, if you don't like this and you think I should speak about things differently, then that's you problem, not a me problem. Because this is me standing in my pure power, and it might feel uncomfortable to you, and that's fine. Doesn't matter to me. I will take you out of that discomfort so you can realize that there's another layer of you that you haven't seen. So really, when you're in this empathic stage, it's really about standing in your authentic truth, your divinity, and not contracting yourself to fit in a shoebox, because we don't fit in shoeboxes. And that's what it is. I find like a lot of healers right now that are maybe coming up, they might fit themselves in a shoebox. I'm going to say this to everyone out there. Get out of this shoebox. It's too small for your wings to expand. Mm-hmm. When you give yourself that expansion of the wings, your spirit, to step in your true, authentic, your divinity, nothing else could hold you back. And some people won't like you. Some people will try to put their projections onto you, but you know yourself so well that you could actually smell that coming to you before it actually even happens.
Right. Absolutely, you can. So when someone, I'm sure that we have numerous listeners that are going through their spiritual process, they're trying to figure out who they are. Am I an empath? Am I this? Am I that? And like you said, just like people like to give people a title, an executive, a vice president, a this, a that. You can be all of these things in the spiritual world, and that's just it. That's why it's like you're a light worker, you're a spiritual worker. You have this wing capacity that is so vast. What is one piece of advice to someone that is starting out? What do you say
Toss
to them?
the titles out. Toss the titles out. You are more than a healer. You're more than an empath. You're more than, I don't even know half the titles that they use. Sage, warrior, whatever it is, you're more than that. And the thing is, I had a difficult time finding titles. So I remember saying to Spirit, what do I call myself? People are constantly asking me, what do I call myself? And he goes, and I hear Spirit say a psychic. I'm like, not diving with that energy. Like, not playing there. Been there, done that. And I kept saying, like, who am I? Who am I? And then one morning I was like, you're a Galactic Elder. And I'm like, but what does that even mean? Like, what does that even mean? And I hear, well, you're a master key holder. And I'm like, now you got me for a loop. Like, what's a master key holder? And then bug. And then just recently was you're a 12-strand activator. And I'm like, oh, I know that one. I know that one. I do that. I've been doing that for a while. So those titles are not contracting me. A master key holder is someone that's able to guide you through the darkness into the light to unlock opportunities and doors with you, not for you, but with you. Because when you're ready, your spirit is saying, okay, I'm ready to walk through door number 1. Perfect. Let's unlock that door. Let's walk through. As a Galactic Elder, I have wisdom and knowledge within me since I was 3 years old that I haven't even fully given out yet. So I'm like the best kept secret, basically. You know what I mean? So as a Galactic Elder, it's just like elder information. It's higher consciousness. It's I'm hearing Christ consciousness, another word, Christ consciousness coming over. But it's really just getting out of these small contracted titles. Don't worry about what you are. Focus on how you help people. I help women transition through the darkness into the light. You don't need a title. You just have that one liner.
Right. And so when someone does come to you now and says, oh, Zak, what do you do? What's your elevator speech, so to speak? What do you say?
I'm a nutritionist.
Okay, so the behind the scenes of this, everyone, because I'm calling bullshit on her, is we talked about this pre-show. We had like a whole show and a pre-show. And so this is something that, and it's interesting because do you not consider that is spiritual bypassing by saying that?
No.
Okay.
You want me to tell you why?
Yes.
Why is it not spiritual bypassing? Because I only want to work with people that I'm ready to work with me. So when someone comes to me and says, what do you do? Or, who are you? Or something like that. And I say, I'm a nutritionist. And they go, oh, okay. And they walk away. I know they're not meant to work with me, right? They're just curious about me. But when I say to someone, I'm a nutritionist, and they give me this look like, no, you're not. And then they call bullshit on me, like, no, you're not a nutritionist, because my spirit is telling me that we're going to lie to me. So what are you? And I'm like, okay, I could talk to you because you're coming to me with an energy that I'm working with. So the nutritionist is really of the way I decide who I want to work with. And it kind of sounds like, don't you want to work with everyone? No, I don't want to work with everyone. Everyone's cut to work with me. Mm-hmm. I'm very straight shooter. I'm one of those people that doesn't say things to make you feel good. I'm one of those people that's going to say stuff that's going to trigger you. You're going to cry. You're probably going to call me a biatch. You're going to say all these sorts of things to me. And I'm okay with that because that has to come out of you. So I trigger the darkness to come out of you. And then I clear the darkness as I give you information and activate your spirit to see a different part of yourself. So when people come to me and say, what do you do? And I say nutritionist. And some people that look at me sideways and call me out on it, we sit down and have a conversation. And then from that point on, they're like, yeah, this is exactly what I need. I'm like, yeah, that's why I tell you I'm a nutritionist. I could see, is it exactly the person that I'm supposed to be working with?
And so for those people that are out there listening, that may be a massage therapist or maybe a therapist just in general, or maybe a Pilates instructor, and that you have all of these other gifts, or that you have Reiki, or you're an energy healer. It's okay that they're only comfortable going, my business is I'm a massage therapist. And if I do miraculous things and people are amazing and walk off my table and I've healed their life, so be it. What advice do you give to those people who are saying, yeah, I like you earlier, I don't really want to get into the spiritual jazz stuff. I'm just going to do my world. What do you say to those people who are maybe curious, but maybe like, you know what, Zak, I'm good over here. I'm a massage therapist, or I'm good just being a Pilates instructor?
Well, are you really good? Because if you're questioning yourself, you're questioning something else about yourself. So are you really good? At the end of the day, one thing about spirituality is being honest with yourself. And this is the hard part. That's why I don't like the positive vibes Band-Aid bull crap. I call positive vibes Band-Aid bull crap. And the reason I say this because, yeah, I'm a Pilates instructor. There's nothing wrong with that. And I don't want people to look at this like she's speaking negative about everyone's career. No. But if you're questioning yourself, there's something inside of you that wants to come out that you are resisting. And when you are resisting that something inside of you, you're shrinking yourself. So remember my little Satan friend there? So you're shrinking yourself. And when you're shrinking yourself, you're not allowing yourself to see that higher possibility that you are, right? So when you give yourself permission to say, I'm a massage therapist. Yeah, you know what? I work with my hands. I know my hands are healing, but I want to do something a little further in the healing arts. What can I do? You could do touch therapy. You could do Reiki. You could do color therapy. You could do sound therapy. There's a plethora of things that you could do. But if you're saying, yeah, I'm okay being a massage therapist, then just be okay being a massage therapist. Don't feel that you are shrinking yourself and not expanding yourself because you're afraid of change. Because that's what holds us back is change. Because I went from being a dental assistant to learning about the body, becoming a personal trainer. From personal training, I went to nutritionist. From a nutritionist, I went to a colon hydrotherapist. From a hydrotherapist, I went to energy healer, right? So me saying I'm a nutritionist, I'm not lying to you, but it's just not where I am today. Because even through colon hydrotherapy, when I was doing colon hydrotherapy, people used to say to me, Zach, why is it all the time I come here, I get a better session than when I go other places? And I said, well, I don't know. And then they would leave and I say, next time, stop cheating on me because I give you energy healing. And they're like, I knew you used to do something else on me. So you just expand yourself and be comfortable with expanding. Be comfortable with who you are.
What if it was possible to have local fresh groceries delivered right to your door? Think of all the free time you'd have. Well, Instacart gives unlimited grocery delivery for one low monthly fee. Forgot that special ingredient in your favorite dish? Instacart can deliver it to your front door in as fast as 1 hour. You can shop multiple stores, see deals in your area, and save time and money. I've been using Instacart for over 3 years. I started using them in Arizona, and I'm using them here in Florida. I love the time-saving convenience. They pick the freshest products, and they keep my eggs safe too. To receive your first delivery free, follow the link in the show notes so that Instacart knows that we sent you and to help support the show. Instacart, never step foot in a grocery store again. You heard it through the grapevine here, the story of Dry Farm Wines. Pure, natural wines begin from a healthy farm and ends with a vibrant sip from biodiverse vineyards to antioxidant-rich grapes. Dry Farm Wines, pure, natural wines express a completely unique wine experience, conveniently curated with wines of your choice on a schedule that's right for you. I fell in love with Dry Farm Wines about 3 years ago after I noticed I was having allergies drinking wine. When introduced to Dry Farm Wines, what I loved about them is that they're organic and biodynamic. They're vegan and lower in alcohol, sugar-friendly to keto and paleo, and free of toxic additives and low to no sulfates. You are drinking a healthy glass of wine. Not only that, they have an incredible happiness promise. If you don't like a wine for any reason, they will either replace the bottle or refund you in full, whichever you prefer. To receive your penny bottle of wine, follow the link in the show notes so that Dry Farm Wine knows that we sent you and to help support the show. Dry Farm Wines, pure, natural, great wines from around the world delivered to your door. Are you ready to lose inches, increase strength, and tone your body from head to toe? Are you ready for a total body, mind, and spirit transformation? I am excited to announce that I am launching my exclusive 8-week Pilates Return to Life training program. This will give you an opportunity to have a total body, mind, and spirit transformation of health and wellness to a new lifestyle. Imagine in 7 days you will feel a difference, in 14 days you will see a difference, and in 8 weeks you will have your new Pilates body. So what do you say? Want to join me on the mat? Head over to jenniferpilates.com today. Space is limited. Use a special promo code EW and the word special, EW special, to receive $200 off while space is available. Head on over to jenniferpilates.com and I'll see you on the mat.
I asked myself a question for 8 years. Who am I? I went on the deepest self-discovery 8-year tour of who am I. It's not like I'm a sister, I'm an aunt and all this. Like that's surface. Like that to me is like, yeah, whatever, just blow it out. Go deep. Who am I? Who am I? And when I went so deep within my soul and recognized who I was, and I know why spirit was pushing me away from doing this, I was scared of myself because of the power and strength that is within me. However, come 2020, when I came face to face with the last bout of Satan, I was like, yeah, no, I'm taking you down, homie. And when I did that, that's when the rebirthing of my authenticness, of my truth, of everything was rebirthed at that time. And that's when I was like, you know what? I'm comfortable being me. I'm comfortable creating this life. Am I going to do it all the time? And there's people I say now, I do energy work or I do stuff like that. They'll say, I don't understand that. I'm like, you're not meant to. And so it is what it is.
Right. And I think that that's great. And I really wanted to probe you for that, to go deeper, so that for those that are sitting out there going, yeah, I don't know what to do with this. You're giving permission to people just to be and to expand. And that sometimes that's all someone needs, because people don't necessarily know where to start. So thank you for that. That was a really great deepness that you went to explain all that for everyone. In your lifetime, what would you say is your biggest aha moment that you've had in your life coming to be the authentic self that you are today?
The deepest moment in my life, my aha moment. Where do you want to start?
Right.
There's so many of those. Like, you just don't have one aha moment.
Right. So how about becoming, over the last, since you are embracing your authentic self with being this amazing spiritual goddess that you are, what is the aha moment that came with that? What is that, oh my God, moment for you?
Yeah, I'm going to go back to our inner power. Like that's the only thing. And people told me, when I decided to jump on this journey, and I was called to jump on it. I didn't choose this path. This path chose me. That's a difference. I didn't choose this path. This path chose me. But when I decided, okay, fine, I'll work for you, God. Like you've been telling me this since I was 3 years old. And what it was like really accepting you for who you are. Right. And for me, my aha moment, I had so many people say to me, you're so powerful. You're so this. And I'm like, what does that even mean? Or they say to me, Zach, do you know who you are? And I'm like, no, why don't you tell me? Like all these things. And then when I start researching myself through past life regression, I did almost 3 years of past life regression on myself, basically. And I would have other teachers come and join me when I felt called that I needed someone else to take me down certain paths through past life regression. But then I also went through a journey with psilocybin mushroom as well, which opened like blew my mind. So my greatest aha moment was, you're hiding this power inside of you that could heal and help. I don't want to say heal because you heal yourself, but that could bring the light to others and help on such a different level that you've been hiding for so long in fear of what others are going to say about you. So you have to really get over that fear obstacle of the mind, Satan once again, right? Contracting you, holding you hostage, not allowing you to step in the uncomfortable. And it's not like your ego allows you to stay uncomfortable, because really at the end of the day, is comfortable being broke, is comfortable feeling unloved, is comfortable not living your truth. No, it's just familiar. There's nothing comfortable about that. It's a familiar state of emotion that we're in. So when I really embraced, I'm going to use that word, embraced in my power after that last like headbutt that I had with the almighty guy from downstairs. But when I first came to that power and strength, I was like, I don't need anything else. I'm good. I'm complete now. So that was my biggest aha moment. And like I said, I've had millions prior to that, like all the time. I don't have like one aha moment. Like as God says, we have to give you 1,000 light bulb moments for you to open your eyes.
Exactly. Amen to that. Isn't that the truth? It really is the truth. This has been, oh my gosh, like I knew that you were going to unpack the spiritualness, but I mean, you have just unpacked so much that it's amazing. This has been so valuable for all of our listeners who are in the middle of their journey, towards the end of their journey, starting their journey. You've given everyone so much to sit and chew on. I cannot thank you enough, because this is what our community, this is what the world needs right now, to know that we're all special. We all have this in us. And it's just, are you ready? Do you want to? Where are you at? And you have given incredible insights as to how someone can take that first step and really work to find that authentic self with them. So for that, I thank you so very much.
Thank you.
We're at this time in the show where, I ask this one amazing question. Are you ready?
I was born ready.
I know, right? Clearly you were born ready. Why? Like you don't even already know what the question is. What is one thing that no one knows about Zak?
I asked myself that question not too long ago. What's one thing that no one knows? Well, I'm going to tell everyone if that's the case. No, like I'm trying to think.
You can go anywhere with this question.
I know, that's the thing. I'm trying to think where I could go, because I think a lot of people don't know me for who I really am, because I held that off a lot. So sometimes now, like when my friends or clients listen to some of the podcasts and they're like, yo, I didn't know that about you. And I'm like, it's all out in the open. Like, how do you not know that? So it just depends certain things, but a lot of people don't know that I've levitated. I've been whipped across a room. I wake up with scratches on my face. I've seen things and felt things that I never spoke about. And now I'm speaking more about it now in this present moment, because of the energies and the shifting that's happening on an energetic frequency. And when I was over dealing with that psilocybin mushroom journey and coming head to head with the dark entities, that was one thing. They were trying to take me down again. And the way they were trying to take me down is they were trying to silence me again from speaking about the dark energies. So I said, no, I'm going to expose you, because I'm not your traditional type of a spiritual teacher or a mentor or a healer. At the end of the day, that's not who I am. I'm going to talk about your darkest moment. You're going to cry and I'm going to hold you up, and it's okay if you cry. And it's okay if you have any dark spirits inside of you, because I could pull them out in a heartbeat, because that's what I'm meant to do. That's my purpose in this world, is to pull out the dark entities that may be stuck in you from a past life. So a lot of people don't know that stuff about me, and I kept it secret. So when I got called in to do this work 8 years ago, I was only getting clients people that were having a hard time getting pregnant, people that their spouses would put some sort of a spell on them so that they won't find another partner, people that put spells on others so that they won't get pregnant. So for the first 2 years, my brain was boggled with clearing witchcraft or clearing stuff like that. So I never told anyone, because I didn't have to. People were coming into me saying, I hear you're this, this, and this is what's going on. And I'd be like, yeah, give me like 3 weeks and I'll get that cleared out. They're like, 3 weeks. And I'm like, you know how lodged that is in your body? Mm-hmm. And this is what you're going to have to do. And then, doing that. So I really kept that secret, because I was afraid of what other people may have thought about me, because I'm supposed to be spiritual. But that's why I say, get out of that box. Because when you're spiritual, you don't drink wine, or when you're spiritual, you don't smoke cigarettes, or when you're spiritual, you don't swear. When you're bullshit, you are who you are. At the end of the day, don't let anyone tell you if you're spiritual. We're all spiritual. At the end of the day, we are spirit living this human experience. So that makes you spiritual. Even if you believe in the spiritual principles or the universal laws, the spiritual laws, that's a different ballgame, but you're all spirit. So that's where, in that case, I held that secret for a very long time. But now I just let it out of the bag in your show.
Yeah, you did. That was quite the bag that you just unloaded after the suitcase that you unloaded. Oh my gosh. How amazing. So tell our listeners who are now like sitting there with their mouths, totally dropped open, that are like, oh my God, I think I really want to talk to Zak. How can our beautiful, amazing listeners around the world reach out and find you?
This is awesome. You could actually find me on my podcast as well, Be Bold, Fierce, Unstoppable. You could find me on Instagram. You could find me on my website as well, zaklioutas.com, or you could find me in the Empress Hangout private Facebook group that I have, where we are all Empresses, and I just kind of elevate you every day with a thought that comes to my head, and I bring that thought to you so that you could actually dive a little deeper within yourself and clear the path to create the life that you want to create.
How fun. That's great. Thank you for sharing that. And as always, all of that will be in the show notes. So you can head over to jenniferpilates.com and check those out. I would like to ask you for parting inspiration to our listeners, to our spiritual lightworker families around the world. What inspirational message do you have for them?
It's very simple. Be you, boo. Just be you, boo. That's it.
I love it.
That's it. Don't worry about what anyone else thinks about you. It's just an imprint of themselves. Don't worry about what people say about you, because it's really just who they are. So just know you so good that you are just you. So be you, boo. Nothing else matters.
Awesome. I love it. Thank you so much, Zak, for coming on the show, honestly, for bringing your incredible energies over the top today. The value that you have brought to our listeners, to our Lightworker family around the world is amazing. And I thank you for that.
Thank you so much. Such a pleasure being here. I love it.
All right. Well, as we say, until next time. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode. Please remember to rate, review, and subscribe to Empowered Within with Jennifer Pilates. Your feedback is important. It helps me to connect with you and gives me insight into who you are and what you're enjoying about the show. For today's show notes and discount codes from today's sponsors, head over to jenniferpilates.com. Until next time, may you live an empowered life from within.